Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Gen Z has delivered a very bad news to Rigathi Gachagua, something I want us to have a look at here, for it's going to form the basis of our analysis. Before we have a look at that, let me say this. I don't know whether I'm the person not getting it right, or whether some of our fans here are not getting it right. When you say both must go, what does that mean? We know members of parliament cannot impeach Ruto. So if you say both must go, you are just saying Rigathi and Ruto should not go. I don't know whether I'm the person getting it wrong or I don't understand it. MPs cannot impeach Ruto. And as Kenyans, we want Ruto and Rigathi to go. So if you say both must go, you are just saying the status quo should remain. Ruto and Rigathi should not go. I've been saying Rigathi has to go alone. Because if Rigathi goes alone, an impeached Rigathi Gachagua will make it very easy for Kenyans to remove Ruto. So I'm just trying to be practical, to be realistic. So we cannot say both because both can't go, but one can go. And should that one go, that one will help us in removing the one that has remained, as opposed to where they are all there. If they don't go, both of them, then the status quo remains. Kenyans will still just be singing online and on the streets, Ruto must go, but he's not going. There won't be practical ways of making him go. That's why I've been saying, and I repeat, Rigathi has to go. It has to be one at a time. And we must start with the low-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruit in this case is Rigathi. Let's first pluck out Rigathi Gachagua. Let us send him home. After sending him home, we should now remain with William Samoei Ruto. I think that's the most realistic, practical way of removing Ruto. Unless Kenyans have shifted and they are now sympathetic to Rigathi Gachagua. I'm not just getting it. Is it that Kenyans have now shifted and they are now supporting Rigathi Gachagua? I'm yet to understand it fully. And then also, if you look at these ones who are saying both, I'm not saying all of them, but a good majority are Rigathi sympathizers. And they're the same people who voted in William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. They are the loudest saying both. And some innocent Kenyans are also just helping them in saying both. Kenya should stop this nonsense of both. This time is for Rigathi. Rigathi has to go. Upon Rigathi going, it will be very easy for Ruto to go. Let's have a look at what Gen Zs are saying. Gachagua must go. Rigathi impeachment. Senate must impeach Gachagua because he failed to promote good governance. His leadership style is marked by a lack of transparency and accountability, qualities essential for good governance in a democratic society. Senate to impeach. That's Gen Z. And these are the same people we used to share with you here, saying William Ruto has to go. Reject finance bill. The same team. I want us to put this into perspective for Kenyans to understand what this means. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. If you look at Ruto, Ruto is the worst president since independence. And that's a fact. That's not debatable. The big question is, and I keep on repeating this, how can we remove William Samoei Ruto? The only way of removing William Ruto is if Kenyans stop their tribal votings and they vote for a person as Kenyans, not along tribal lines. Rigathi cannot beat William Ruto. Kalonzo cannot beat William Ruto. And when I say that, I'm not taking sides. That's the truth. If Rigathi is a presidential candidate, he'll get a divided mountain. And most likely he will end up being voted in by only Mount Kenya West. Mount Kenya East, courtesy to the fact that Kithure Kindiki will most definitely be a top government official in Ruto's government. Mount Kenya East will most definitely go with the Ruto and Kindiki. So if Rigathi was to contest for the presidency today, the best he can get is Mount Kenya West votes. In 2022 presidential election, Ruto got about 7.1 million votes, plus what Chebukati added. Let's just say 7.1 million votes. Out of that 7.1 million votes, the entire mountain vote was 48%. So even if you were to remove the entire mountain vote from William Ruto's 2022 presidential vote, and at that time the mountain was united, William Ruto's votes without the mountain, Ruto's votes were still more. He had 52, the mountain gave him 48. So if you remove the mountain vote as a block in 2022, it was a block. Ruto still had more votes than what he got from the mountain. And now that the mountain is divided, Rigathi cannot make it. And even if Rigathi was to support Kalonzo Musyoka, still they can't make it. The only way Kenyans can beat Ruto is by Kalonzo and Rigathi supporting a Gen Z, or anybody with some public acceptance, maybe somebody like Matiang'i. And I repeat, I'm not saying Matiang'i, but Rigathi and Kalonzo will clearly fail. And that's how Kenyans will have given William Ruto another term. I'm not saying this to annoy or to anger anybody here. I know it's very painful saying William Ruto will come back. I know it's very painful. But if Kenyans continue voting along ethnic lines, where Rigathi mobilizes his tribe, they come together with Kalonzo, they will not defeat Ruto. That's what I keep on saying here. Though some people think I'm taking sides. That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. And recently in this forum, we saw a survey that was done. Most Raila Odinga's traditional support bases are supporting the impeachment of Rigathi. And even if we were to go for a vote, maybe for the presidency, the pattern will still be the same. So if Kenyans are serious, if Kenyans are tired of a William Ruto's presidency, this one sympathizing with the Rigathi and Kalonzo, you are the biggest enemies we have as a country. Stop sympathizing with the Rigathi or Kalonzo. Let's support a Gen Z. That's the only way we can beat or send Ruto home. I hope I'm very clear. So Kenyans, let's just for once be serious. We know who Rigathi is. He's not fit holding a public office. Same to Ruto. Why are we sympathizing with these two tribal bigots? Let's meet in our next analysis. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Anybody who may want to buy us some tea or coffee or whichever, that's my number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.